So what'd you guys use it for mainly?
I mean, they've used it just about anything.
Sending info.
Sending info was the most. Sending info and personal info. You know, plus they've done a lot of the video conferencing.
Yes.
So that helped them out for their first role, but just having the opportunity to communicate back and forth, not wasting the radio traffic for transferring data. Hey, can we, what about this type stuff? Instead of just common chatter on the radio and tying up a line, this was a lot more convenient, a lot more effective. You know, I found out it's giving them briefings that instead of telling everything over the radio, and then they have to write it down, you shoot them a text, this is what happened, I can look at it right there. And it's all there. Oh, I forgot what he said. Oh, it's written right down here.
Is this the first time you folks have ever had this kind of comms in the middle of nowhere?
Yep.
Yep.
Out in the middle of nowhere, and you know, like I said, and I think the number one thing is, especially with the folks that were out here for being away, contact for 30 days, to be able to talk to family, stuff like that, eases their mind a little bit.
Yes.
So that was another big plus. Keep the morale up. You're out here for this long, to be able to do that and be able to communicate.
What do you think about having your phone ring? No big orchestrated, numbers swapping, who's got what phone. They just call your phone.
They call your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the nice part. I think they had the phone here. I don't know how much they used it, because it was more convenient to
You bet.
call my phone.
That phone's emergency in case something went down.
Yeah.
It's always plan B. You always got a hard line right there. Cell phones die, and stuff like that. So we wanted to make sure you had an extra line in case something happened. So how about the speeds? Were you guys able to do whatever you wanted on it? Were you feeling?
I think once you got, say at 8 o'clock, 8:39, when everybody started coming off, this was the meeting area.
Yeah.
You get over there by camp, where you really didn't have service. You could get texts, video, stuff like that. You couldn't. But right here, you could get videos. It wasn't like in your house.
Yeah.
Fast.
Yeah.
But it was accessible.
And did you notice how there was a little bit of latency because of that? You're transmitting what, 22,000 miles in the air, so.
And so I think a lot of them, like I found out, FaceTiming was a lot, like instead of calling my wife, the FaceTiming was a lot better.
Excellent.
She could see and you could actually talk, and it seemed like it was clearer versus just talking on the phone.
Yes.
The video was
way better.
There was that pause here and there with the picture, but she liked it, and then being able to
see the beautiful,
shoot it and say, hey, this is where Mick Dodge lives. We're out here.
The cellular connectivity that you folks are using, it is what it is. How you said it, it's traveling.
Yeah.
It's not like connecting to a cell site. But this internet component of it, that should have been very satisfactory. And if it's not, we need to go back and do some little homework. But it sounds like the FaceTiming, that's one of the biggest pulls on a system, right? Is that video. And if you got that, then we're pretty good, How about surfing the web? Did you get used to the little bit of the latency? You got to click on it, wait a second. But then when you get used to it, you know what you're
getting.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, it wasn't like it says. It wasn't instantaneous.
Yes.
Like at your house. But you knew there was that little pause.
Yeah.
I don't think anything. I don't remember getting into anything that it kicked me out of.
Yep.
Because of delay. It seemed like if you had a lot of people here on the phone, it would drop every once in a while. You would lose one call. Somebody would drop it and say, hey, did you just lose service? No, I'm still talking.
Yep.
But then you would hang up, reconnect.
There's a limit of 10.
Yeah.
So 10 people can connect to that thing at once. So we probably should have put that on a card.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're seeing, right? If you're on, you got the golden ticket.
Yeah, we didn't know that.
As soon as you hit 10, that's it, right?
Yeah.
So, but we could also put in a second module and you'll have 20.
Yeah.
It just depends on what the order looks like. So this is the second time communications have been put into a spike type scenario, right?
Yeah.
First time we put it out there at the Happy Camp fire out in California. Had the same reviews. Everybody really enjoyed it. Gave them exactly the same. I got the same perspective as you gave. Perfect. Any outages? Did you have any problems operating the equipment? Did you find it easy? Did it work 100% of the time? Did you have any failures?
I don't think not while I was here. You were here a long.
We've been here for 30 days, and it's simple. Turn it on, it works.
Perfect. The whole concept is you don't have to have it staffed,
Yes.
right? And that brings the concept of us dropping it off, giving a 5-minute, orientation of how it works, and walk away.
Yeah.
It should be utility grade services. When you go in your home and you turn on the cold water, you expect cold water.
Yeah.
When you come out to this, we want you to expect this thing to work every time.
Yeah.
And so that was our goal. And so we've had 0 failures on any of them so far. We're very happy with that. I'm glad to hear that. What team are you guys with? What team are you with?
We're just here as Single Resource. We're out of the Fish Lake National Forest.
Okay.
Beaver.
Okay.
So
With
we're
Tusher Mountain Wildland Fire Module.
Okay. You were here when we dropped it off, huh?
Yeah.
Your crew. Yeah. Okay. And was the other group Hernan? Mount Hebron.
Hebron.
We had an email from them. Fantastic reviews also.
Yeah.
Would you guys think that this should be at every fire you're spiked out at?
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent.
Makes life a lot easier, being able to call the wife and tell her what you're doing,
Yeah.
where you're at.
Yeah. And in the communications you said for the incident itself.
The incident stuff, it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
You're not tying up the radio. Granted, your operational stuff, the strategies and tactics are coming across the radio, letting everybody know. But some of the small, minor stuff.
Especially for the logs chiefs. They were
Yes.
saying,
It was nice. We never had to talk to them. I just texted them, this is what I need. Wrote it down, took a picture. It was very nice. And it was fast that if you forgot something on the general message, or to tell them, shoot them a text. Hey, I forgot to put this on. Will you slide it on? Yes, I got it.
Let me ask you one question about the video for the morning briefing at 6 a.m. So I was in Vancouver, Washington, monitoring it, right? And I was watching it, and I couldn't imagine what you folks were doing out here. Were you huddled around the camera? What device did you use?
We just set our Surface Pro right up on there, and then we'd all just huddle around.
And was that good enough?
Yeah.
Were you happy with that?
Like that?
Yeah, okay, because we didn't know if we should implement a camera, if you guys had your own devices that had the cameras built in. We're trying to look at whatever is easiest, makes the most sense, and works the best for you. Sometimes when you're huddled around a little device, you can't see everybody. I don't know if that's important.
There was usually about 2 or 3 guys that would actually be able to see the video, and then everybody else really couldn't, just because it's a Surface Pro.
Right,
10 by 10.
and what would be your preference if you had a preference? That everybody could see it, or maybe everybody holds up their personal device and watches it while you're all huddled here?
Yeah.
I mean, what would you think?
I don't think there's really a preference. I think it's
Mostly just sound. As long as
sound.
you
If
can
you can hear it.
You don't really need to see, but as long as you can hear the information being relayed.
Okay. We do have some waterproof speakers that we have in another unit. And they're USB connection, so you'd have to hook your Surface Pro into it.
Yeah.
And then away it'll go. I was just interviewing because I have to pull the gear, and I'm sorry. And if anybody needs to do anything before we pull, please do. Any communications you want out and stuff, go ahead and fire those off. But we were just seeing how you guys liked it. This is the second time ever this has been offered out in the field like this. And what was your folks' feedbacks? How did you guys?
It was a luxury.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
Did it morale wise? I heard it. Was it helped keep in touch with your families and stuff. Of course.
Yeah,
for
that was nice.
Did you use it for entertainment at all? I mean, you could do YouTube. You could maybe share stuff with folks on Facebook. I mean, how was the social media aspect of it? Did it?
I think for like our PIO, the Paradise Fire website or Facebook page, it was good. You could send stuff instantaneously to them, and then they could post it.
Would that be Chris?
It wasn't take a thumb drive in, download download it, write your thing up. You had a video there. And I think, was it your guys' cameras that were up also?
No, so
Or is
that was your Missoula team.
Yeah.
So we're looking at what we can do for that kind of bandwidth as well. So they were doing some stuff like that too.
And
Yeah.
that was pretty sweet to be able to set the cameras up at both ends of the drainage to be a, you know, the time lapse. But that type of real-time action that you know, you don't have to wait for a thumb drive and it's 3 or 4 day old information before you put it on the page.
Yeah.
You know, just like 5 minutes ago, they asked me for pictures of backhaul, you know, so they could put it on the Facebook page, you know, that they're pulling stuff out. So to have this, I can take a picture, took pictures, and just send it. Now they have it.
We're going to be testing this next day or so after we pull this equipment to put in radio over IP. And we're going to be putting I don't know if you know, they're called Telex units. They're 223 Telex units. And they're going to make these repeater sites as well. So everywhere you drop these, then your radios will start working better, or giving an extension to the network for that as well. So that's kind of like the next phase. I see a lot of value in it. I'm working with Eric Martinez. He's on a Nemo team, and we'll be taking this stuff back, and we're going to immediately test that and then get it out the next one fully equipped with that radio capability.
That's awesome.
So then you'll have your internet, your voice over IP. Did you guys use the handheld at all? Did you have to use it, or were your cell phones good enough?
Cell phones work great.
Okay. So it'll have the voice over IP in case of emergency, cell phones, the module in there for Verizon dies or something. It'll have the high-speed internet. It will have the wireless. So was the wireless, could we done better on the wireless? I see your camp is way out there. It's about, what would you say, 100 feet, 200 feet?
200 feet.
Yeah,
You had-
200 feet.
If you got the two drainages about where Shane is now,
Uh-huh.
in between there and this next little little hill right here, that's where it switched from your phone to Wi-Fi.
Ah,
Right there. So you'd actually almost have to come out to this next lip
Yep.
if you were sending something Wi-Fi.
yeah.
Over there around the camp and at the fire, you had one bar. You could send texts if you reached high enough and send them out.
Uh-huh.
We were, you know, but for the most part, text you could send all the time. Some people's phones rang over there. Some of them had to get a little bit closer.
Sure. But
for
nobody
the
had a
first.
problem never connecting, because I know you guys swap in and out crews, right? Nobody ever said, hey, my phone just won't connect.
No.
Just did. And did all of you have an opportunity to start it up in the morning? And how was the communications relayed to you when you were new here? Like, we tell you there's one button and there's one light to check. Is that what came back to you guys to look for, and then you knew it was up and running?
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Anything more than that, we need to do some work, right? I mean, it's got to be that easy. It's
Yeah.
got to be that easy. Okay. You know, I just wanted to take this feedback, you know, and see if we can improve it. Do anything added to it. There should have been USB chargers in the sides of it. I noticed when we dropped them off, they weren't functioning right, and we didn't get an opportunity to come back. But what do you think if we had USB chargers in that? Was it a problem charging your equipment or your cell phones?
Yeah, when we all had our phones over here, we were trying. There was some phones that would charge though.
Oh, really?
And then, like, if you had an iPhone, it wouldn't charge.
Really, on the box? And you know what? I have an iPhone, and it wouldn't charge, so I thought it was broken. So it must be working.
Yeah, all the other phones.
Some
Okay.
of the phones work, but anybody that had the iPhone, it wouldn't charge it. I don't
So that
know
means
if
that-
it's not compatible.
Or it doesn't put out enough juice.
Yes.
So we need to get a little better with that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So the first time we brought it back, they said put USB chargers in this thing, so we're not all trying to steal power off the strip, the one strip we have.
Yeah.
So we put that in there. Anything else you guys think you would want to see in the next version? Or somebody also said maybe we could have a pull out and then a screen popped up, and then you could view it all around the screen for your morning briefings instead of a surface, and then you would just close it. It would be like a tray, and then the thing would pop out, and you would do your morning briefing, close it, and shove it back in. I don't know if that's a value or if the surface was good enough.
It was just the volume.
The volume,
As
okay.
long as if it came with just a little speaker that you could hear everything.
The next one will. So maybe it's a Bluetooth connection that you could do with your Surface or your,
Yeah.
and it's waterproof. I've been looking at some models. Like I said, I have one that we've already been testing. It works really well, and it turns loud. And then you could use it for other things too. You know, as long as it's loud enough and it gets you guys to hear the stuff you need to, we'll get that done. So all right, I think that's all I had.
Sweet.
That's all I had. You know, that radio was worthless. That one right there. Unfortunately,